Are you ready for a new MMO? Actually, no, wait, let me rephrase. Are you ready for a new MMO announcement? To get excited only to be let down once again? Like in 2022, like in 2021, like in 2020, man. RF Online, originally known as Rising Force Online, is a free-to-play 3D MMORPG developed by CCR, a South Korean developer that released in Korea in 2004 and then the rest of the world in 2006. Many of you will likely remember RF. It had 3 distinct character races that players could choose between, each having their own unique racial specialties. They're all distinct subclasses to play, and a focal faction theme, such as the Accretion Empire relying heavily on technology, or the Holy Alliance of Korra relying more on offensive magic. More than anything, RF Online was known for its PvPvE environments. This was more of a PvP-focused MMO, with very few safe zones protecting players from being murdered for fun or sport by opposing factions, which did ultimately cause some serious faction imbalance, as has been the case in WoW or Ion, Rift, and many other games with faction-based PvP. RF Online only remained online in North America and Europe from 2006 through 2008 before being taken offline due to license expiration. The game has been repeatedly bought and sold by numerous publishers since then, going through more life and death cycles than any other MMO currently available or to have existed, except for Bless. And although there is no real future for RF Online in its current form, there is one for the intellectual property overall, as CCR confirmed in 2016 they had trademarked RF2. Four years later, after absolute silence from CCR, Netmarble announced that they had acquired the RF Online intellectual property from CCR before falling back into silence until 2022. In 2022, Netmarble revealed that they were working on several new games. Arcto Chronicles, an MMO set in the same universe as the Korean drama TV series, Solo Leveling, and the 7 Deadly Sins Origin Gacha games, which admittedly, I've done dedicated videos on very recently. I urge you to go ahead and take a look at those if you're interested in learning more, and RF Project, the spiritual successor to the RF moniker. RF Project has an immediate aesthetic difference to RF Online and looks significantly better graphically. And while that might be cause for alarm, it was confirmed that Netmarble have no intention of changing the core game or its focus. RF Online was a fairly complex MMO. It had faction versus faction PvP, it had a large open world, tab target combat. It wasn't by any stretch of the imagination an easy MMO, at least by today's standards, where MMOs are built around casual players and casual play. RF Project seems like they took RF Online and threw it into the world of EA's Anthem. Very little information has been revealed at present, but the reason we're discussing this is because in November, just next month, Netmarble are going to be attending G-Star 2023, and they have real footage to show off and hands-on access to RF Project and the upcoming 7 Deadly Sins Origin Gacha game. While we have up until this point is some pre-rendered trailer footage to get you excited, next month we're gonna see how the game really looks and really plays. And I'm kind of excited. You know what else I'm excited about? All of our incredible patrons over on Patreon who continue to support me every month. You guys are infinitely more valuable than a new MMO, and I cannot thank you all enough for the support. RF Project is going to retain its sci-fi theme. This is evident by the trailer. However, the combat looks significantly different to its predecessor. I can't say with certainty what type of combat the successor will employ, but it definitely looks very actiony. However, if you do look closely, you'll also notice that the character never misses a strike or ability. Rather, the camera remains entirely focused on the enemy, even when he mounts him. I'm pretty impartial when it comes to combat systems. I'm a fan of both action combat, tab target combat, turn-based combat, strategic combat, although I am well aware many people have concluded that the only way to have a successful MMO in this generation is to have it be action-based. I personally disagree with that train of thought and believe that a good MMO can be a good MMO regardless of whether it's tab, turn-based, or action combat. RF Project is going to feature large-scale round versus round PvP battles in addition to the open world PvP. It's going to have giant mechs, which we might even be able to pilot like Gundams. And while they don't want to stray far from the core of RF Online, what made it great, they did stress that they want to introduce features into RF that were not present in previous incarnations of the game, for better or for worse. This was definitely a very vague statement to make, but let's not be disillusioned into thinking RF Online was ever a paragon of free-to-play friendliness. It was a Korean MMO. This is a Korean MMO. There is always and will always be a heavy degree of pay-to-win and hard monetization. One thing that is worth noting, however, is the cross-platform functionality between PC and mobile devices. Unfortunately, no console functionality has been confirmed at present, but two words you never want to hear in the same sentence are Netmarble and mobile. Sure, they might be designing RF project with every platform in mind, and this might not be a cringe PC port of a mobile game, but if a game is built with mobile play in mind, it also carries with it a certain level of quality that mobile players are familiar with. Mobile players make up a large percentage of their player base after all. Being able to market the game towards and monetize that specific audience is what's most important. PC players are likely and will always be an afterthought for studios like Netmarble, but mobile functionality doesn't immediately and inherently make a game bad. There are numerous mobile exclusive games out there that are exceptionally well done. Punishing Grey Raven until it launched onto PC recently, Arknights, Blue Archive, Azure Lane, Nikke. None of these games have egregious monetization, and they're all a lot of fun to play. So RF Project, even in spite of its possessing mobile crossplay, could be a fun MMO. Or the hundreds of millions of dollars invested into it over the last 7 years may have been for naught. Only time will tell. While Netmarble have confirmed that they're going to be attending G-Star 2023, and RF Project is going to be one of the games that are showcased there, there has been no confirmed release date of the game within Korea or globally at present. This might change once the Netmarble booth is up and the presentations are live, and I look forward to updating you guys if this is indeed the case. Until then, all we can do is anticipate this with a degree of uncertainty and caution, because it looks good, but that doesn't mean it'll be good. Now, if you're looking for something we know is good, take a look at one of these two videos on screen right now.